right now.
I didn't really mean that, but I do have to say there's a lot of estrogen in this building today.
Right? A lot of moms are here for a panel. Maggie, you're going to be talking about the highs and lows.
I am so excited. We have a group of amazing moms standing by. We're going to talk about the highs and lows. We're going to be honest about motherhood, so you're going to want to stay tuned.
There's just so much. It's affecting me, this whole estrogen in the building. It's harder to breathe.
Really? Is your voice going up?
Yeah, I was scrapbooking in the back.
Yes, that's awesome.
Not all of us scrapbook, just so you know. That's another stereotype.
It's fun. You should try it. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, and Cheryl, you recently were in Nashville. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Attending the Michael W. Smith 35th anniversary concert. And she asked some of the artists to give a shout out to their moms. Watch this.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Michael Tate and my mate Phil Joel here. Wishing all the moms a very happy, glorious, fantastic Mother's Day.
I want to say to you, I am very much who I am because of an amazing mom, a praying mom, a mom who did and still loves me somehow, and I'm thankful for that.
Hey, this is Tasha Layton, and I just want to say Happy Mother's Day. I am a mother, so I know how tiring it could be, but I just want to encourage you, take some time for yourself and rest. Even God rested, okay?
Hello everybody, it's me, Danny Goki, and I want to take a moment to just honor all the moms. It took a mom to get me here, and honestly, she did way more than that, but even just for that alone, I just got to give my mom thanks, and I want to give all the moms thanks, honors, virtual hugs to say you guys are doing a great job. Keep pushing, even when you feel like the job is thankless, just keep doing it anyways, because they'll come around. I do thank my mom now. I didn't thank her a lot back then, but now I do.
Happy Mother's Day to all you precious mothers out there. I want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mother, because she is the greatest mother on the planet, and my wife. There's nobody that mothers like her, and I love sitting back and watching you because you're the best. You better me, just watching you, how good you are.
Hey Mom, just wanted to say hi and I love you and I wish I was with you right now. Have the best time today, love you.
Hey all you moms out there, my name is Jordan Smith, wishing you a very happy Mother's Day. I have an awesome mom, and I know the power of having an incredible woman in your life that pours into you and that just makes you the person that you are. So happy Mother's Day to you. We're all so grateful for you moms.
So I just want to say to all you moms out there, Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
I love you, God bless you, and happy Mother's Day to all of you.
My mom's in heaven today, but for all the moms that are alive and well, we celebrate you. Happy Mother's Day.
Hey, moms out there, I hope you're feeling the love. And hey, for all of you watching that have a mom, don't forget her this weekend. Make sure you get her some flowers, some cards, or maybe your wife.
Right.
Are you on that?
I am now. Thank you. You guys saved me a
reminder
lot.
to everybody, all right? Go buy a card right now.
Yeah.
All right, and if you're a mom and you're trying your best to figure out this thing called motherhood, you are going to want to listen to this next conversation.
Here's Maggie with some moms.
Thanks, guys. Well, as Mother's Day approaches, we've gathered a group of fabulous moms to talk about the highs and lows of this huge responsibility called motherhood. Thanks, ladies, for joining us.
It's good to be here.
So, happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Maggie.
Okay, I want to hear what you love about motherhood first. Ruth, do you want to start?
Well, Maggie, I really believe that I became a better person when I became a mom. My kids just brought about, I don't know, like as a young adult, you're somewhat sort of selfish, self-oriented, and you kind of care more about yourself. And then when you get married, you kind of adjust a little. But I tell you, when you have kids, all of you has to go out the window, right? So it becomes very, you have to really be focused on your kids, and that's really, it just changes you on the inside. So.
Yeah. One of the greatest things I loved was instead of calling me like stepmom Melinda, I had Nathan and Sophie call me mentor Melinda. Because I really felt that when you come into a blended family and you become a stepmom,
my role really felt like a mentorship, because we were like, we want to honor your mom, and now I'm coming into your life to be a mentor. So the highest for me is that all the things that I have spoken about, taught about, preached about are now with these kids, poor kids, but I can just mentor them and hopefully becoming just better versions of themselves and great adults. So,
That's good.
yeah.
You know, the thing that I love about being a mom is being Jonah's mom. I love how God chooses our children, and I love what I got, and I love how he was uniquely brought to me to change me, to challenge me, to bring more joy in my life, to grow me, and I just can't get enough of that we were picked for each other.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Colleen?
The jokes, the laughs, the madness, the craziness. I'd love it all.
Yeah.
That's it. They are my entertainment for life.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, as you entered into motherhood, what is one thing that you wish another mother had turned to you and told you, by the way, before you have this child or before you enter into the situation, this is what you need to understand and know? Melinda?
That teenage boys are stinky. And I'm not even joking.
True. You're speaking truth.
It's
You're
not
speaking
like
truth.
a dead animal in the house. It's actually his feet. And I know that sounds so but it really is. And so you have to make some changes on smells and washing and things. And also, they do leave the milk and orange juice in the fridge this much. So when you reach for it there. I know it's funny, but those were things I'm like, I had no idea that actually happened, and it does.
Yeah. For me, it's how selfless you have to become. Like, I want the last piece of cake. It's true. And I give it to him. I want to go visit a friend, but he doesn't feel like it. I want to, there's so much of I want, and I give it up.
That's good.
Yeah. And I want the cake.
Yeah.
On Mother's Day, eat the last piece of cake.
I think you should have the cake for Mother's Day today. Okay.
How about you, Colleen?
Well, I heard that there were sleepless nights, but what I didn't realize is that you actually never get back to that deep, like REM sleep ever. Ever, because you have like your hearing is now attuned.
So true.
Right, as soon as you're asleep, but you can't be so far asleep that you can't hear. You know, like if danger, is yeah. So no one ever mentioned that part.
Yeah. No, this is good. This is good. This is good advice to you moms out there. Okay, how about you, Ruth?
Well, I have to say the worst one that nobody told me that vomit could go from a bedroom all the way to the bathroom.
Yes.
Like
the projectile. You never. Yeah, it can go so far.
It's crazy.
So true.
But no one also told me that I could fall so in love with my boys that you can somehow neglect your relationship with your husband as well. And so you have to really make an effort to, as a couple, spend time together, get away together, and nurture that relationship as much as you want. You're so focused on nurturing your kids, and you've got to nurture your relationship with your husband as well.
Okay, there is so much more on this panel. We're just getting started. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We're often quick to run to save ourselves, but we're often slow to stay to protect others. The Bible encourages us to pick one another up when we fall, leaving no one behind. If you're needing encouragement, call our 24/7 prayer lines at 1-866-273-4444 or visit crossroads.ca/247prayer. Anytime, anywhere, we're here for you. Being a prayer line partner today isn't for the faint of heart. God doesn't call everyone to pray with those in need, but He does urge all Christians to pray for them. This is why, as part of Project Hope Spring, we're looking for 1,000 compassionate believers just like you to promise to pray for our prayer ministry. Become a Crossroads Prayer Promiser today. Visit crossroads.ca/hopespring.
We have over 100 amazing volunteers and staff. They work tirelessly to answer, get this, more than 1,200 calls a day. They serve day and night. They are amazing. They need our encouragement and to know that we care for them. If you believe in prayer, will you commit to praying for our prayer partners? Our callers, they need a listening ear. They need someone to turn to in their deep moment of need. If you want to be a prayer, call 1-800-265-3100 or visit crossroads.ca/hopespring.
I knew that I was missing something in my life.
Inside I was empty.
Because I was still searching for answers.
But I didn't realize what I was missing.
God had to tear me down. He had to destroy me before he could rebuild me.
I never realized God had a greater purpose over my life.
Within a month, my life was completely different than I had known it.
And it felt like this piano came off my back.
It was a life-changing experience.
We always knew God was in control.
And he leads you the way that you need to be led.
Okay, this is real talk. Real talk. Okay, let's talk about the pressure that we feel to have to do it all and be it all. Am I the only one that feels that, like, you have to conquer it all? How do you process that? And also, on top of that, I'm just gonna add more.
Okay.
And on top of that, do you feel that we put that pressure on ourselves or does society put that pressure on ourselves? Because I have my opinions.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I would say, Maggie, both. Like, I would say I put a lot of pressure on myself. I think being a stepmom, you're coming into a situation, so you want to be the best stepmom, the most fun, the most everything. And I think that's on me, you know, starting this blended family together. But I think also society, there is a pressure, you know, especially I think with social media and things, that you got to have it all together. Be a great mom, be a great cook, be a great sewer, be a great nurturer, but yet also be a career woman. And like be successful.
And look cute. And look cute.
And look cute and look amazing, you know? And
Yeah.
so there's a lot of pressure, and I think that's one of the biggest things personally that I struggle with, you know, as a mom in that area. And I'm glad that, you know, there are people that pray for me and that I do have a community that have my back and a great husband. But it's a daily struggle, to be honest.
Julie, how do you keep mindful of that I don't have to be Superwoman, but I just need to be a good mom to Jonah?
Yeah, because the truth is I can't as a solo mom. I actually can't. Just a few days ago, I was having that conversation with my mom, and I said, like, my house looks tidy, but it's filthy. Like, things are sticking to our feet as we walk through the house. And she said, it can wait. You just take care of the day's tasks, do what you can, and that's going to be enough. There's a lot of pressure on me. I am everything to him and to myself. So it's like on top of his needs, I have to do every grocery shop and oil change on top of work, on top of the house. I have to lay some of it down and say, you know, I'm done for the day. I'm just gonna sit and enjoy him or some quiet time.
Ruth, your kids are older. But when you were raising your kids, like, did you feel this pressure to do everything, be the businesswoman, be everything?
Absolutely. And your biggest concern is, you know, you'll talk to your friends and they're like, well, my kid is in hockey or my kid is in tennis. And you're like, my kids aren't in hockey and tennis. Oh, shoot, when do I sign my kids up? And you feel that, like, you know, you compare yourself to 5 other moms and go, I have to be everything that those 5 other moms are, or 20 other moms. I know some of us have really big, and you feel like you've got to be all of that. And it's really hard to be reasonable with yourself. And let me tell you one really interesting little thing. I felt like I did a good job as a young mom with my young kids. At 18, my son didn't remember half the, you know, feeding the ducks at the park, you know, walking trails and all these cool things that we did. And so you do put a lot of pressure on yourself to be perfect. And you have to remember that the stuff they remember are the moments, the time you spend with them, when you know, go to their room at night and sit and read with them and hug them.
But not necessarily the gifts.
No.
It's the time spent.
It's the time.
You're not gonna remember.
How about you, Colleen?
I can't even remember the question now.
Well, just the pressure that we have to do everything and be everything. And you have 4 kids.
Yes.
I call you Superwoman.
Well, here's the thing, and I think that's where I went wrong. Because of, you know, the number of kids, and I guess it's unusual to have that many, I heard people say, oh, Supermom, and I thought I had to be Supermom.
I'm sorry.
But guess what? No, but here's the thing. You're just saying Supermom because, you actually survived having 4 kids. Not that you are doing it all, looking cute, having this, having that. Just the fact that you are here. is amazing. And so the Lord has had me on a journey now where I'm just like, this is right now, right here is amazing, and that's enough. And all the other things, the laundry, the dusting, the sticky stuff on the floor, you know, the haircuts that didn't get done, I think you missed brushing your teeth tonight. Like, we'll get to all of those things, but I have come to a place where I've just laid that pressure down. Because it's not the Lord, it's me, and it's the world that surrounds me that's kind of pushing me to feel like somehow you're not measuring up, you're not enough, and that's just foolishness. I lay it down. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take another break, but we have some more great conversation coming up. Stay with us.
Thank you for calling Crossroads 24-hour prayer line. Currently, all of our prayer partners are busy. If you would like to leave a message...
Last year, people suffering from paralyzing life circumstances like loneliness, illness, depression, and death called our prayer lines over 500,000 times, looking for hope. But as hard as our prayer partners try to respond to every call, still 1 in 4 go unanswered. Why? Simply because we don't have the technology we need to keep up with the growing demand for spiritual help. But together, we can improve that. Project Hope Spring is our solution to get the technology we need to answer more calls. Our goal is to raise $100,000 over the next 2 months to make this vision a reality.
Crossroads 24-hour prayer line. How can I pray for you today?
I'm not ready to lose my best friend.
Just imagine the difference you could make in someone's life by your will to give. Support spiritual care in Canada. Donate to Project Hope Spring today. And as our special thanks for your support, we'd like to send you one of 3 inspirational art pieces for suggested minimum gift. Quantities are limited. Call 1-800-265-3100 or donate online at crossroads.ca/hopespring.
And we can't keep these lines open without your help, so please call us today and give to Project Hope Spring. Your donation helps us introduce people to Jesus, share comfort and hope, and speak God's healing truth into the lives that are broken. And all this month, we're highlighting the amazing work of our prayer partners and supporting spiritual care right across Canada through Project Hope Spring. Call us 1-800-265-3100 or go online and visit crossroads.ca/hopespring.
Okay, we're back with this fabulous panel of moms. I want to turn our conversation to our kids. All of us are Jesus believers, and we are trying to instill faith in our kids. What are some of the things that you've learned and how you do that? Because I know there are moms that are watching thinking, like, how do I instill Jesus every single day? And there are moms that are going to be watching saying, I tried that, but my kids have wandered away. What would you say, Julie?
Well, I'm parenting a strong-willed child, and so I just have to live it. Yeah. I just have to live it by my example and let God make up the difference. I'm not opening the Bible every day and having Bible study with my teenager. It's not the season.
But I just say, I just heard a sigh of relief. Yeah. My friends watching. Yeah. Because that's a part of reality. Not all of us get that opportunity to do that on a constant basis.
Exactly. And he doesn't even live with me full time. So I also don't know what, difference is at his other house. And so I just have to let God do his part and I have to just live it and let him figure it out.
I would agree. I mean, our kids come only on the weekends. They live with their mom through the week. And I think it's just we have to live it because I realize that they listen and watch us. So we can say a lot, but they're always observing. But I just want to say this, Maggie, one of the things that gives me a relief and I encourage over the kids is Lamentations 3:22-23. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is his faithfulness. So I wake up every morning, and if I failed, I'm like, mercies new every morning. And for them, I say that. You've messed up. Maybe you're, Nate, Sophie, you didn't do the best job, but every morning you wake up, it's a new day to try again. And that encourages me.
Yeah. And, I think about the parents that have, like my kids have gone off into college and university, and and they don't go to church. So then you ask yourself, like, did I do something wrong? Like, what did I do wrong? But they were raised with the Bible. They were raised with church. And you know, it's God's job to wrangle those kids. God wrangled me. It's his job to wrangle them. And my job is to pray for them and give them back to God, because ultimately they're his kids. And so even for, you know, I think the hard thing too is for parents that have kids with mental health issues, you know, bipolar, you go like, what did I do wrong that my kid turned out this way? And I just want to love on those moms and encourage them, because God has got your kids, and your job is just to continue doing your best for them, because that's what you're called to do. You are uniquely called as a mom, and as the mom to your kids, to be the very best that you can be, and to show God's love and to continue to pour into their lives for them.
How do you instill faith in your kids?
As Julie said, living it every day. I'm a PK. My kids are now PKs,
Pastor's
grandkids. Yeah. So they're surrounded. They go to a Christian school, so they're surrounded by the Word and all that stuff. But still, right? We don't know, right? We don't know what the future holds. But my faith is to just continue to pray. Pray over them, you know, pray. Like, I know that I am a product of the prayers that were, you know, said on behalf of my parents, on behalf of me. I know it. I know it. I know it's because of the prayers. And so I just believe on the Word, and I pray over my children, and I give them to him. Every day I'm reminded. Every time I try to stress out about whatever, I give him back to the Lord, and I trust him.
Yeah, and I actually really integrate Jesus a lot in my conversation. You know, when we look at something, we see something, it's Jesus talk. And I think for even Chris and I, we, as an example, we just want to love each other well, to show an example of God's love to them. So for me, it's loving them well and loving, you know, Chris, my husband, well too.
Okay, we have a minute left, and I want all of us to be able to chime in on this. What do you want your children to remember you as? As you look at, you know, your motherhood, what do you want your children to take away from who you are, Ruth?
I want them to take away, you know what, I want them to be really lovely people.
Yeah.
And really care about people, not just the cool ones and the, you know, the great ones. I want them to take away loving all people.
I want them to take away from me that to be courageous and to love all people, that it's about equality and love and kindness that will change the world, and that comes from Jesus and his example.
Julie?
Contentment. I think we spend so much time searching happiness and chasing happiness. And I believe that just contentment in your life situation in Christ, you will find happiness. But to really seek just that foundational contentment.
Colleen?
Beautiful. I want them to remember me as a funny mom who loved God and loved them to the fullest. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Maggie.
And happy Mother's Day to you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When my son was 3 years old, his favorite words were no way. And I remember specifically him hating the idea of taking any kind of medicine. He had an ear infection one day. I went to the doctor. I said, "You're going to have to make this really super good because my kid won't take medicine." And so the doctor hooked me up with some liquid flavored banana penicillin. And I remember taking it home and trying to convince my son that he wanted this because it was banana flavored and monkeys go crazy. My eldest son and I were doing a little monkey skit trying to convince this guy to take it. And he looked at us unimpressed, said, "No way." We switched tactics and tried tigers because we thought that'd be cooler, and tigers were eating the monkeys who were eating this medicine because that's how good this medicine was. And our son, totally unimpressed, Judah, he said, "No way." So finally I did what every other parent on the planet did. Gracious, kind, lovely, gentle mothers. I just held that little guy down. I remember sitting on his writhing little body and like strong arming his shoulders to the ground. His little head was going, no way, no way. And I said to my eldest son, quick, get his head. So he grabbed his head and I took a syringe filled with this penicillin and I just ever so gently, lovingly, kindly just shoved it down that little kid's throat. And I said, yes, way. And that's really when I felt God talk to me. It was kind of a bit awkward because we were in a family moment, but I felt God say to me, oh, I see. You do salvation or you do love like you do your medicine. I said, well, of course I do. People are dying of this disease called sin and brokenness and pain and violence and suffering. And of course, I have a remedy for what ails them. If I have to, I'm going to hold them down and shove it down your throat. I felt like God said to me, no, I don't mean the quality of the remedy. I mean the quantity. I said, well, what? What do you mean? He said, well, see, there's this other image of God in the scriptures. Clearly, he talks about his love being like this mighty ocean. There's a song I love written by a guy named William Booth. It says, "Oh, boundless salvation, deep ocean of love. Oh, fullness of mercy, Jesus brought from above. The whole world redeeming, so rich and so free. Oh, boundless salvation, come roll over me." You know, in that moment, I felt like God said to me, you can choose. You can have a syringe. You can have the kind of love in your life that's just enough for what ails you, just enough to cure your own personal disease. But if it's the love of God you're after, you're going to need to trade that syringe in for an ocean, because God's love is for everyone. Because God's love is not small. It's huge. As a matter of fact, the scripture says it's endless. It's like a sea that knows no end. That's how big the love of God is. So here's an invitation you might like. Why don't you live into that love? Why don't you let that love consume you and take you into a life of love, which would be a life filled with God for the whole world?
You know, it doesn't matter where you are, any of us, on our spiritual journey. We all need more of the love of God. We need to experience it. We need to welcome it. We need to think about it. We need to believe it. It is the remedy for everything that ails us, even the trials of motherhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need that wave. We need to wade out into that wave of love.
Yeah, and I think it's a great reminder that, you know, in the midst of the hustle and bustle of life and making sure that, you know, the kids are getting fed and their mouths are cleaned and they have their right shoes on, that at the end of the day, they want to feel loved. They want to know that they're in a sense, a place that is safe and loved and community, and that they know that they can run to their mommy and daddy and know that that is a safe place.
And not always be fixed, right? I think that's a parenting thing. You probably saw that as a dad. Like, you always want to fix your kids.
Absolutely.
Sometimes none of us, we don't want to be fixed. We just want to be loved and accepted and saved. Safe.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Jesus can do that for you today. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Happy Mother's Day, honey.
Thank you for your ongoing support of Crossroads, a member of the Canadian Council of Christian Charities. You can write to Crossroads, P.O. Box 5100, Burlington, Ontario, L7R 4M2.
Cheryl Weber's wardrobe provided by Melanie Lynn.
Deeks Insurance is a proud sponsor of the 100 Huntley Street studio.
Wherever you are across our great nation, when you need prayer, give us a call anytime. We're here for you.
Deepen your understanding of God's Word with daily Bible teaching with Pastor Robbie Simons. These daily videos will help you discover God's truth found in Scripture and provide biblical wisdom to apply to your everyday life.
That's why, despite difficulty and hardship and the struggles of life, we can look up to heaven and say, my hope is not in this world. My hope is in the glory of the kingdom of God.
We can make the heart beat again, but not in the operating room. We are media missionaries.